Play that again for me.
What would Mickey do?
Mickey would.
All right.
Mickey would.
There's 4 men, all here to battle. This is Sparta.
Exit off the stage.
Welcome
Oh wow!
to the 9th episode
Oh my God.
Oh, it's on?
of an ambiguously named
What the hell? No.
He'll let us talk.
What the hell, David?
He'll let us talk
Featuring-
crazy, and then he'll be like, "Welcome!" Like he was recording like for the past 2 minutes.
Oh, it's me, your boy. It's John.
Oh, there you got
Yeah,
one.
that
You got one.
It's Tyler.
Yeah, the dude that's been missing for the past 2 weeks. What's up?
Excuse me, sir. You've been missing for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, like
Yeah, no,
He's about to say
he that's why I pointed
No,
at
I
him
thought
to
you was gonna
introduce
say that
himself.
again.
No, man.
You been here.
Oh yeah. As for my alias for the week, my name's Elijah.
Sorry, the brain
Elijah.
I love my liquor on the
My
rocks.
alias for the week is Buffalo Bobby.
It makes it smooth.
What's up?
What's that in Buffalo?
I need you to speak up.
Yeehaw. I need you to stop talking.
You do need to speak up. I can see the wave.
Yeah.
That was like 5 of them. And David, and this week we have 2 guests, so you already know we are cooking in this Negro-filled room as things are hitting the ground. Would our esteemed guests like to introduce themselves?
Y'all do not
They scooted in.
Hello, and you're tuned in to another wonderful week of AMSR. My name is Tinkerbell, and I come here to conquer all of you. But no, you can call me Keylome, and that is spelled Keylome. Thank you.
David.
Did you say
What the hell?
Did you introduce yourself?
it
Okay.
louder.
I was lost in the ASMR sauce.
Can you do it louder?
You better.
Trust me. It's
It
loud.
heard it. It
No.
heard it.
It's gonna sound like a lot of air.
No, I'm talking about what we were talking about in the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, that'll be out. That don't.
Well, anyway,
But anywho.
There wasn't no one listens to this.
But anywho.
anywho,
We have
I'm DQ, aka Beyonce.
Oh,
You guys should know me. You listen to me I'm in your playlist. So it's a pleasure to be here. I just got done feeding my twins, and Blue Ivy somewhere beating up the other kids. So, I taught her well. I taught her to be a strong black woman.
Mother kid.
How's Jay's doing?
How's Jay's doing? Jay is currently working on.
is he still cheating?
Girl, yes. Girl,
course.
yes.
Come on.
Little does he know, I slept with Jules. But,
The security guard.
he wasn't securing for nothing. Anyway, Jay he's good. He's taking
I
care of
thought
the
you put
twins.
like voodoo spell on him.
Oh no! I don't do that. I just write lyrics. I just write songs like "Bow Down, Bitch." I wrote that for not only the haters of the world, but I dedicated that song to him because that's when he was cheating with Becky with the good hair.
Damn.
So but I'm here and I'm still shining bright,
Like a diamond.
which I wrote for Rihanna by the way. But
Hey, get your coins. So how are we doing this week? Any new music? How we feeling? What's up?
I listened to Pose by what is it? Yo Gotti.
I thought you was going to say like.
what are you looking at?
What are you looking
Meg
at?
Thee Stallion and Lil Uzi Vert, the bad
Yeah.
bitch himself.
I actually have not heard the version with Meg. I've only heard the version with him and Uzi. But I like the Uzi version, so I think I'll like the Meg version.
They're both in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure you
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Were you not a fan of the song?
No.
Oh, that's something else.
That song was shitty as hell.
Whoa!
What song?
Pose.
That song was.
That was a good song. That song kind of bumped. I'm not even the biggest Yo Gotti fan, but
If you like that song, this is a message. Jump off a bridge.
I'm getting there.
I'm sorry. The alcohol got me loose as a goose. Don't get me started.
I got a
Yeah,
couple
we're low
songs.
tolerance.
I got a couple songs. They ain't necessarily.
Playlist.
They not necessarily new, but if you like some random stuff out of Dallas or the backwoods of Louisiana, Like, shoot, by Hurricane Chris featuring Mouse on the track. She's So Fine She Could Ride My Face.
That's the whole song title?
Yes, that is the whole entire song title. By C-Boy and Big Smooth. And then That Pipe by Young Black.
Okay.
I'm curious about the She's So Fine She Could Ride My Face song.
It's very...
Alexander West is the voice.
You've heard it, Cornell?
Yeah.
First floor.
She's So Fine.
Would you also recommend it?
Yeah. Put it on when you with that special somebody.
Yeah. I mess with it.
So it's like first floor, and when
Who
you
was it
get
by
off,
Jiggs?
it's like
C-Boy
to the
and
left,
Big
all the
Smooth.
way down.
Should we jump into another song? Let's see what this
Yeah, let's get a little taste of this.
I want to see what this gives. Because
I said,
if it's not making me want to just buy it. Oh, no.
He said, "Oh no."
Okay, pause.
Oh, no, man.
So
Didn't he just tell us about...
number one, I'm a musician, and so real musicianship,
Yeah.
people aren't gonna like just.
I mean, what the
Hey, that's one.
You did the first.
You already hit 10, my nigga.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
What is that?
Okay, it's like
It's nigga
if
music.
it's no, it's very much so today's society, and like if you are if you are a real musician, like
You wanna know how old that song is?
please tell me.
2008.
Now, let me stop you. What's your alias?
Elijah.
Elijah. Let me stop you right there. Do you know what genre of music that is?
Yes,
What is
What is it?
That is D-Town Boogie.
The real like
What they call it?
Is the D-Town Boogie subgenre of hip hop?
No. That's called Jigga music. And Jigga was founded in Macomb, Mississippi.
No. No.
1 second. Now,
we're getting into a cultural.
wait a minute. Now, hold on. Let me educate you, sir. Let
That's
me
a
educate.
historian.
Let me.
I'm from Louisiana.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Let me whisper in the ear because I ain't trying to have these
whisper in
people
my
know.
ear. Oh, okay. That's
Whatever.
What about you?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Excuse me, my mother's side of the family is
He's from New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Well,
So,
it's
my
in
thing
us.
is,
It's in us.
so the thing is, Jigga music was founded in Macomb, Mississippi.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
Let me finish.
Yes, indeed, it was.
Jigga
We gonna have to
music.
keep it. We gonna have to
It
keep
sounds like we've got a cultural rumble on our hands.
I know we got one. It's like I said.
Give me a hat back.
Like I said, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let the clownery fool you, okay? Because it's gonna snatch and grab you, and you're never gonna be able to. But so listen to this. It was founded in Macomb, Mississippi, as a spinoff of Sauce and Razzle and Dazzle of New Orleans bounce.
Okay.
And urban pop culture. So my thing is, see, these girls like to go ooh around these campuses, but they don't even know who Fox Emilio is. You see what I'm saying?
Emilio.
They don't know that Fox Emilio used to come down to Macomb, Mississippi to the Red Roof Crown and downtown Macomb back in 2006. So my thing is, and the reason why it took off in 2006 because after Hurricane Katrina in 2005, Macomb was one of the closest major cities in Mississippi because it was only 1 hour and 48 minutes away. So my thing is, the girls been listening to songs that have been mixed and played since 2006, and they think it's new because it didn't even make it. They never heard it.
It didn't make
They
the
never
radio.
heard-
It didn't make the charts. No one got a
Like,
nominated for it.
here's the thing. The reason why I came across that song is because I grew up in the area where I'm from. I hear a lot of stuff from New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Dallas, Houston, some in Mississippi too, but more so past that in Alabama and Atlanta. And I was listening to some D-Town Boogie music and whatnot and all that, and I came across that song. I was like, it's kind of bad, but I like it.
No, I know what you're saying. It's interesting that you bring up the topic of bad music that you kind of like, but in this case, I don't really like it too
Talk about
much.
YK Osiris.
I am.
Will you let him transition?
Hey, I want to talk shit about YK Osiris.
Very recently, YK Osiris went on record to make the claim that people don't listen to Bryson Tiller anymore. He admits
That's a lie.
that Tiller is in his generation, but he's not right now.
Nigga!
He said, and I quote, "Nobody listened to Bryson Tiller."
That's
my
what
guy.
Our thoughts. Are you all listening to Bryson Tiller?
Those were the words.
Hell fucking
Those
yeah.
were the words that came out of his mouth.
Hell yeah. And then on top of that, YK Osiris, he only got one trash ass song. You really and truly trash. You sing off key, you rap off key. You can't freestyle, you can't do nothing right.
Well,
You embarrass yourself at the XXL freshman freestyles and ciphers. You made me feel uncomfortable.
Made me feel uncomfortable.
Like for real,
That was
your
a personal
freestyle
attack
made
on
me
you.
feel like I was about to get raped.
Excuse me. Hi. So I'm a singer.
He's with the head turn.
So I'm a singer, and real singers don't use auto-tune every time we put out a song or every time we perform. So for someone like him to like try to come for someone who's actually, oh yeah, thank you.
I'm glad we got that.
Hold mine too, bitch. I mean, sorry.
Oh, you can say that.
For someone who uses autotune and tries to persuade people that they're going to give them the world and they just got to be worth it, you have to be worth it to actually have a vocal coach and actually sing on key and like not scar people with your wailing.
It sounds like a broken
It sounds like
whale.
a broken wheel.
Broken worth it.
And then you try to sing with the guitar to make it sound better, and I'm just like,
Wait, I don't even like. He's an R&B singer. I thought
No,
he was
he's
a-
not.
I thought he was a rapper. He can
Nothing.
oh,
We
rap,
just but
he has
him.
Yeah, I did,
one-
but so did August Alsina.
August Alsina. August Alsina is
I
actually
think he's
good.
actually good.
Yeah, no, I'm
He actually
just saying because Tyler said
Whatever happened to him?
He
dropped
He got-
he not too long ago.
No, because I
But
always
he's
thought
still
the
sick.
freshman
He's
class was
still
only
sick.
for
He's
rappers.
paralyzed and everything, Chad.
Well,
They
they can
kind
be
of
singers.
expanded it to just like artists in general.
In
who are
the hip-hop
Yeah.
culture. Yeah.
So what are they? What are they?
I don't know.
Labeling
Double
him.
XL been.
Double XL is just
We've
doing
been upset with Double
whatever
They just
do.
doing. They just
trying.
They
We
really
can do a
just
whole
trying to stay
nother
relevant.
segment on
Like
that.
for real, the Double XL freshman list is the only thing that's keeping Double XL the magazine relevant.
Google
Mainly
lists
'cause
YK
niggas like to talk
Osiris as
shit.
a singer.
Really
Known
now?
professionally as YK Osiris.
They said what now?
He's an American singer, rapper, and songwriter from Jacksonville, Florida.
He's
Oh,
only
he from
he should
Florida?
just be a songwriter, not even that shit.
I think
putting
you
on
just stick to
for your
songwriting,
Baby,
or
first
acting.
of all,
Or
Speaking of
modeling.
Florida and my city, especially my hometown,
Hold on. Now.
woo, child, you are on your way up out of here.
I'm a troll.
You three.
I'm a troll.
Like-
That's a 3 on him.
What were you saying,
Go ahead.
Tyler?
I was saying there's a singer called Savannah Christina. She's from South Florida,
You better come
954.
off with the shout out. Come on, free promo.
And she's really dope. Like y'all should like listen to her.
That's great.
But
I
yeah,
think-
she's from my city.
I think YK Osiris
It's from
would
Jacksonville.
disagree because
Wait.
he went on to say in the same interview,
Wait, before you, I just want to say.
"Who niggas love interrupting my transitions?" But continue.
Who interviewed YK Osiris?
Not taking Mr. Osiris' side. I have not listened to Bryson Tiller in a while. I don't listen to Bryson Tiller like on purpose. Like if it pops up in my radio, Spotify, or in my playlist, I'm gonna listen to it because I like Bryson Tiller. But I don't ever just be like,
People like him bother me. How you gonna come for somebody that's been in the game longer than you?
Yeah.
No. It's
Well,
not that.
to be
No,
honest,
no.
when they do that,
that's
it is
exactly
not
what he
necessarily he's coming for him.
Mm.
He's just trying to make a stepping moment to boost his platform. We
Boost
live in
his
a
clout, yeah.
generation in a society of today where being problematic is rewarded with temporary fame and hype.
They do anything
And then-
for clout.
Can I also say this? So my thing is not that my problem with YK Osiris. He's attacking someone that's in the game with him, that's been in the game longer than him. My thing is he's attacking someone that's objectively more accomplished, more talented, and more appealing. to the masses.
Okay, well, since you're on that topic and transition interruptions and side conversations aside, he also made sure to come after Jacquees. In a quote from him, he said, Jacquees, he said,
you can't go after
he said,
Jacquees, man.
Jacquees ain't really on my level. I don't feel like he's on my level. Vocally, yes, but music-wise, nah.
But you sound.
I'm sorry, baby.
So how do we? Okay,
Jacquees said that?
How do we, no. YK. This is still YK Osiris.
Ooh, my weed.
And there's actually more to the quote. Hold on. For me to be young, to sing sexual, nah, I don't think he coming like that. Where do
Ain't
we?
neither one of them coming. Let's talk about that bullshit.
Where do
Ain't neither one of them coming.
So these two are currently battling for the king of R&B. Where do we place
Oh!
YK Osiris? If you have to pick,
Can we get a bomb, please? You said where do we place them?
Yeah, if you
Hell, it's not place. Hell no! You are not.
That's what you place hell.
You place them in hell. That's where you put them.
No, you know what? Oh, you're fired. Because, see, Jacquees, you out there stealing everybody goddamn song. You can't rewrite shit for nothing. You're remixing these
What you mean rewrite, baby? He can't write, period. He ain't wrote no song. He ain't wrote nothing. Everything he's written has already been established.
Next caller. Next is that you fired. You fired. And that was from Trump, and we don't support him, but Trump was right on that one. You are fired. The door.
Wait, you fuck Donald Trump. I know she's going.
No, that was my first one. I had to say that.
But nah, okay. If you
Shout out to
have to
YG.
pick one of them, if you have a preference,
I'm sorry.
Bryson.
would
No. We're still talking about Jacquees and YK. I can't make it that easy on you.
I can't.
I can't make it that easy on you.
Just jump
I
off the
can't
boat.
because that's robbery.
I'll take.
That's robbery.
Hold on. I'm gonna take the lesser of two evils and go with Jacquees. But that's it.
That's still robbery.
When you say his name on his podcast, you gotta say You gotta add
I mean, can y'all really just?
And he used auto-tune too. Can we get a real singer, please?
Well,
But that ain't
I felt it.
that leads into our next question.
Now.
Out of the R&B catalog of artists, who would you place? And we'll start with male, but we're gonna go into female afterwards. Who would you place as the quote unquote king of R&B?
Who was to be the queen? The king?
Yeah, the king. We're
we
starting
have
with male, and then we're
options?
gonna go to female, and then we're gonna do both.
Do we have options
I
for
don't
this?
speak on
Yeah.
So-
I just said out of everybody.
Out of everybody.
Oh, wait, you gotta
Male, yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
What do I say? Just like,
You can use a moniker or your real name if you want.
hello, my name is Shon. Is it? Okay. So, I'll say for me it has to be Usher.
Usher. Okay.
Yes.
People forget about
The blueprint.
Usher.
The blueprint,
The
yeah.
blueprint of R&B.
The blue,
Yeah,
yeah.
we don't
Usher
do
would be
that
the blueprint
shit.
of R&B.
Introduce me to Usher.
Let's just. I know we're not supposed to veer off the road. Whew, I mean, you all. This is my first time on the radio. I mean, I'm almost down to curse. But when we talk about the blueprint of R&B, rhythm and blues, honey, we gotta go to Tevin Cameron. Can we talk for a minute? You know, Keith Sweat. I mean, how are you all? These babies are still alive. They're still alive and well.
How deep is your love?
Oh, you see what I'm saying? We were made off of these people, okay?
Yeah.
And
Literally.
I do not support R. Kelly
No. I'm sorry.
at all.
Cancel. He out the race.
At all. But I will acknowledge the arts and crafts of those who were involved with the production,
Okay.
Yeah.
of
We
him.
can respect
Sorry.
the production.
How about this? Let's rephrase the question. Because we know that Usher and Keith Sweat, they're the kings of like their time. But in our generation, like
Okay,
right
yeah.
now,
Yeah.
who like later on, who would people be still singing their songs? Because we still sing like their songs, but like let's say in
Sweetie.
2060, whose songs? we gonna
Sweetie,
still
the way
be
we're going, R&B is not going to be a
We're
genre.
singing
Okay.
Bryson Tiller.
I feel like my opinion on that is very problematic.
Go ahead. We have
Say it.
we have
You can go
Tiana
If we're
Taylor.
gonna
This
be
is Tiana
subjective-
Taylor
If we're gonna
speaking.
be subjectively, and we're not
Yeah.
gonna like talk about like decorum and like rapport like in the community and whatnot,
Yeah.
I would have to say Daniel Caesar.
Okay. Yeah. I would
I would
agree with. I agree with that.
But
Can we get?
Can we
get a?
I can support that. Who
can-
say coon?
Can we get?
Johnny.
Let's get
You
one
a
for.
coon.
Let's get one
for
for
Daniel Caesar.
Tiana Taylor. That was Tiana Taylor there. We need a sound.
Do we want to move on to the Queen section?
Yes.
Wait,
Oh, of course.
Or, does anyone have any like in the male section first?
It wouldn't be fair to say Beyonce. It wouldn't be fair to say Beyonce, so we're not going to say that because we already know. So when we talk about the queens of R&B, we already know Mary J. Blige. We already know Jasmine Sullivan. We already know Fantasia. We know about these girls. We know about Monica, Keisha Cole, Monica, Brandy. We said her. We know about. And I'm sorry if you're not stated. Who else? Jill Scott. Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
God damn it.
Michelle A. That's a little bit before what we're talking about.
I'm talking about,
Okay.
Kelly Rowland.
Yes.
She's underrated. She's very underrated. But she's good. She's
so I don't listen to a lot of R&B myself, but when I do listen, it's usually like more like newer like R&B artists. So I would say one of my like tops is like Kehlani. I would put Kehlani.
Okay, you pushing it with her. See what Kehlani does. Kehlani, you know what? Here's the thing. Kehlani is not R&B.
Look,
you said Kehlani's
she's not. No, she's not R&B.
She said it herself. It's a mixture of pop and R&B.
I'm drunk as hell.
Yeah, it's not.
She's a mixed up R&B.
She would like you. She's not strict R&B. If you look at the chart, she's not even on the R&B.
She's on the pop chart.
She's on a pop chart.
Okay.
She's a pop.
Okay.
Like this day and age, I think I want to say it's really hard. But like, if you're really thinking about the heavy hitters right now, I want to say her is up there.
I like her.
I said that earlier.
Alicia Keys,
Okay.
Alicia Keys, but she's little like 2000s. I'm talking about like
like current
in the teens.
We're talking about
like right now
when music died. Oh,
because after 2009, that's when music really went to hell.
Honestly, I feel like Ari Lennox is like brought a resurgence of
Ari
classic like R&B sound.
Ari Lennox,
so I think Ari Lennox is really good.
Summer Walker.
I think Summer Walker is very good. I feel like she has her own.
I would be surprised if they threw Ariana Grande in there.
But I feel like
Ariana's one I would say is really just
telling you, she got what she got.
So I wouldn't
end up on the black chart.
I also feel like all the new R&B girls kind of have their own lanes that they stick to. Because I feel like her is her. Like she doesn't really like veer off too far from that. I think Ari Lennox, SZA.
Very distinct sound.
Yeah, they all have very distinct sound.
I would say SZA's up there for me too.
SZA's for the girls.
Get SZA when she hasn't released anything under control.
No, here's the thing. SZA's for the girls who don't like who was broken up because they got cheated on and they can't get over their nigga. Summer Walker's for the girls who don't really want a committed relationship. They just here for fun and the dick. Ari Lennox is for the wholesome. You know, not really wholesome, like wholesome.
Like whole season.
Yes, whole season. They might hold for a season and then
they wholesome, but they also kind of
wholesome.
This is what you wholesome.
Like they like be celibate for 9 months and then come back and then
literally I feel drained.
Okay, so now let's merge the two questions. If you had to pick one overall artist out of both male and female that you would say is like
the RnB Emperor.
The RnB Emperor.
Or Empress.
Who would you place for your spot?
I know the females wipe them niggas out.
To be honest, and I know this is off subject.
You know, at least you know what? I might be a bitch to the heart, but at least I don't smile.
I miss her.
I miss Tiffany Pollard.
I miss Tiffany Pollard. That girl
good
made
TV. She did.
She made TV. That is the reality queen.
And that's just that on that, you all. The girls are fighting, they're gagging, they're dragging, and they're roasting.
Yeah, for real, bro.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you.
I think we know Johnny's answer.
Oh my God.
To be honest, even though they were not listed, the for me, honestly, the RnB Emperor would be Maxwell.
Okay.
And that's just that on that.
Yeah.
I mean, still have
he gives R&B and ballads like
I would say, in my opinion, I wouldn't even consider Beyonce the queen of R&B, mostly because she does pop too.
She does.
I want to say
everything.
I like she's very versatile.
I'm very diverse.
If anything, she's the queen of like just music in general. But I think in R&B specifically,
I'm very diverse.
who they will name a queen. Shit, hold on.
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige. Yeah.
Mary J. Blige literally just got her up. Ooh.
Which one was that?
Like I said before, I do porn. This is new to me. So, like I said, Carisha,
JT, stop.
you know I'm fresh out of jail and so excited to be out of that pen.
JT, the
I'm
RnB
so
Emperor.
excited to be out of jail.
I'm so
you
glad
all.
to have my girl back.
But anyways, Mary J. Blige literally just got a whole segment at the BET Awards devoted to her legendary work. And she is officially, and from the words of Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, is the queen of R&B and hip hop. So you to really just sit on this podcast and to take that away from her, it's thick. Because Mary J. Blige founded Jay-Z. So you know, we can't so
even though she was drunk as hell,
she was drunk as hell.
She made her.
What she do? She said, "Oh, what she do?" We were just sick. We were so sick.
She made her mark, and she let y'all know I'm still the queen.
It's still the
this
queen,
bitch.
Okay. So let's hear. Elijah, do you have
Elijah like somebody's daddy?
an RnB Emperor? Do you have one?
Nah, man.
Nah. Carnell, do you have an RnB Emperor?
No.
I feel like that's a really hard question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to make it more like a personal. Not you don't have to look at like
makes sense.
impact necessarily, but who's your personal? If you have one,
I think for me,
Usher. Okay.
Yeah.
R. Kelly made really good music about kids, and I hate that.
What happened?
I said he made really good music about kids.
Cool, R. Kelly?
Yes.
Robert? Let's not.
Let's not discuss
Robert.
Kelly.
Robert.
Hello to those cellmates, sweetie.
But honestly, I just feel like that's such a, I can't even think, because like I live and like breathe R&B all the time. So that's all my playlist consists of. So I really can't pick.
Is there someone like that you listen that that hooks you the most, and you go back to their songs the most?
Honestly,
or
like
anything?
the top two, I would say, because I even looked at like who I replay the most. Like I replay the most, like her and Ari Lennox. Like those are like.
Oh, her was a good one.
Yeah, those are my two girls.
Oh, honorable mention her.
And her, like just
Her art
heavy hitters.
When I think about the Emperor, like he said, Mary J. Blige is one of them. I remember when I was 5 years old, bopping Mary J. Blige. But I think, if we talk about artists that are out right now, they're not gonna be emperors. They're not emperors. I'm saying,
second.
Yeah, they're not.
Hey Google, play Mary J. Blige "Real Love."
Which is my song. That is my song.
Beyonce.
Okay, Real Love by Mary J. Blige.
This is my favorite
Playing
song.
on Spotify.
This is a fact check, you all.
We are sponsored by Google for this. We're not actually. We're not gonna get Google in here trying to.
They just called their lawyer.
The music.
That's a cute commercial.
You cannot listen to this song for more than 40 seconds and not sing along.
We can't listen to it for more than 40 seconds and not get copyright strike.
So, as you heard, they're gonna be like, "Hey Google, stop her."
Out already.
But I was saying, for future, let's say 20, 30 years from now, somebody who's I feel like right now, as
We
of
may be
right
dead.
now, we may be dead
From climate change.
Woo! Be 30, 50 years old.
Well, I know I'm gonna be fine as hell at 30 or 50 years old. I mean, cause who I mean,
but when younger generations look back at old music, I think they might remember her and Ari Lennox too.
Did anyone have an iPhone charger?
That's interesting. So I like how we're sort of talking about some newer artists, and this next topic kind of deals with quote unquote new things. Recently, Pharrell did a cover shoot with GQ magazine in which they spoke about the concept of new masculinity. in essence, it seemed like they're trying to get across the idea of embracing femininity and rebranding it as new masculinity. So I'm going to pose the question to you all. Is there a such thing as new masculinity?
No,
that's what I mean. Tyler.
What is masculinity?
That's the
masculinity is okay. The way I see it, masculinity and femininity exist on. Shut the hell up.
It honestly is. It's kind of pointless.
No. I think masculinity and femininity itself, it exists in nature, and it's on a spectrum, just like gender is on the spectrum, and in which way you want to express yourself. You can't deny masculinity is in nature. You can't deny femininity is in nature. But I'm saying, I feel like there is no new femininity, there's no new masculinity. I think the aspect of masculinity that we have like hold standards to, that's where we get the issues in.
Yeah.
So when you say the new masculinity, it's not really new masculinity. Like I said, it's just people embracing that spectrum of what you can be. Because when you like David, you for example, you express very masculine features, but let's say you wanted to shave your beard and beat your face, that's you expressing femininity. It's not really new masculinity, it's just you branching out to explore the other side of the spectrum. They just trying to brand it because they trying to find like, something to talk about in a damn magazine.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
I feel like for Hitbox Baby was gay. I'm
gonna move back like one topic and just like casually throw out BJ the Chicago Kid.
Y'all do this every time.
I just thought of it.
I mean, we need to do that. But
yeah, that's all I want to say.
I think with masculinity and femininity, like I agree with the notion that it is like on a spectrum, but I feel like for me with masculinity and femininity, it's almost like I feel like gender fluidity is like how you feel and like how you express yourself to the world. But I also feel like masculinity and femininity is kind of like how people look at you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like for me, I might feel masculine. People might like look at me like, oh, you're feminine. Because I mean, for me, like people always seem like you're real fish, and I'm like, oh, like.
Like, I'm that girl.
But no, it's just like people always like look at me and be like, you look very feminine, and I feel like I give off like feminine, but then it's like I participate in a lot of like heteronormative like activities like that I feel like that make me feel masculine to like kind of overcompensate the fact that people see me as like, I don't know. So I feel
this
like,
real pretty fish.
Yeah. So it's difficult sometimes in that aspect, but I do feel like when it comes to like, is there a new age of it? I don't think there's a new age. I think people are more accepting of like different things.
Yeah.
In that, I just feel like it's more acceptance more than anything.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that.
To be honest with you, what exactly is masculinity?
So here's the thing.
That's in my opinion. Like
this.
All right. Like behaviors that are like normative to dudes, behaviors that are normative to females and whatnot. Yeah. It's just you just be who you are. That's how I feel. So
that kind of goes back to what I mentioned earlier when I was introducing or when I was talking with Tyler, and why I feel like it's I don't want to say pointless. I guess in my eyes it's pointless because it's like we have all these things like makeup and sports.
Y'all not gonna keep disrespecting David like this.
No, we have all these things like makeup and sports, and we as a society sit there and choose to assign these things to genders or sex and say that they're feminine or masculine when we could really just have everyone do what they want to do. Like, I guess it works as like it works as I'm so serious. Like it I feel like it
to Robert.
Y'all heard that?
Not Kelly. Not Kelly.
Girl. We are. Did you see that
red? The thing is, when you talk about new masculinity, it makes it seem like a thing that I don't like to do. Or like I try that I used to do, but I try to change. Like because I learned something is that we have to get rid of the notion that masculinity itself is like terrible. And that's the reason why we think it's terrible is because we associate it with violence and like
with the toxic masculinity trait.
Yes, so because the thing is, just like masculinity can be toxic,
femininity is toxic as well.
Masculinity, like I said, is in nature.
It has the potential to be
it's protection, toxic. It's structure, and femininity is beauty, creativity. It's like human beings ourselves, we have the ability to express both sides. So I don't even think there's a new masculinity. It's just.
So either. I think it's a reintroduction. I think it's a reintroduction of
the lines are blurring.
Yeah. I think what they meant to say,
Child, y'all got me finna come out my hood.
They were trying to say like there are new standards now.
It's high.
Like there's
not, you know, when you say standards, you're holding people to like.
That's what I'm saying. But
new things
are it's a new sense of standards, as in the standards have been like.
What they should have said is embracing femininity, because so long people have been so used to being a certain type of masculine.
Yeah.
And when you're saying new masculinity, maybe they're saying we're embracing femininity. Like we're embracing the other side of the spectrum instead of it being two binary things.
Yeah.
It's a broad thing. It's like a spectrum of colors. You know, depending on which shade you want to be on.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're saying. They should have said embracing instead of. Yeah. So let me stop.
I don't know. I feel like.
From
what I'm gaining, I feel like you don't like categories or like lines, like determining like what's like this and that.
I mean,
I don't. When I say think of lines, it's like with gender. When I think masculinity and femininity, I think of gender.
Right.
And gender is on a spectrum.
Right.
And so if they do align with each other, I think that's where I don't believe in like the lines. I think whatever you fall on that spectrum, that's what you should be able to express. Yes.
You know, let me just say, Lord Jesus.
Y'all turned the. Oh yeah, I forgot y'all turned the.
Lord, I'm about to fall out.
I forgot y'all turned the air conditioner.
I'm finna fall out. Did you hear me?
Shit.
I'm finna roll across the floor.
When we turn it back on, it's gonna get colder.
Allow me to make a public announcement. You know, hello, my name is Keylome Jafrance Paris. I'm the CEO of Maxlight Media, the Keylome Paris Network, and 6ix9ine Media, and the 9 Media for the Culture. And what I've known throughout the years of collaborating with heterosexual men, those who are more inclined to living in the more impoverished communities, those who are part of organized gangs and those type of things, and sitting down with these young men and really talking about toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is the influence and the force of dominance, the force of entitlement, and that's what we're talking. And it's more inclined to be seen in men, and that's why we're associating masculinity to that and calling it toxic masculinity. Let's get away with that. Let's get away from calling it toxic masculinity. Let's get away from, because see, when we hear about masculinity, we automatically think toxic. So let's just talk about big toxic traits that are starting in the household.
Well, I think that's
okay,
like
Oprah. Come on.
Like I said, I was just saying. Like I said, embracing femininity. When we don't embrace it as a spectrum, like I said, and not allowing people to express themselves, I think that's where when you hold them like you have to be this.
Right.
You're a man. You got a dick. You got to be, macho, muscle.
You got a
dick.
A dick.
Baby, this.
What? Say it one more time.
You got what?
First time you said it.
Y'all stupid.
I don't understand it though. If you want to suck a cock, suck it. If you want to ride that dick, ride that dick. And ride it like a
you want to eat that pussy? You better ride that dick.
You better eat that pussy like this your last meal.
You better ride it like you goddamn riding at the fair.
But anywho,
I know I love a good
dick.
I know I like to ride.
But y'all get what I'm saying.
We supposed to be sophisticated on this podcast.
We ain't never been sophisticated. I know I like to ride. Sophistication where?
I understand. I feel like we don't.
Sophistication where?
Girl, that was real quick.
But speaking of sophistication, people seem to have a weird problem with a quote-unquote lack of sophistication from a Miss Summer Walker during her Tiny Desk performance. She did let us know that she has social anxiety, and that is a struggle that people deal with, and people are seeming to completely ignore that fact to attack her performance. Thoughts?
As a fan of music, and sometimes
you listen to Summer Walker.
Not necessarily, but I just say this. Y'all shouldn't be giving a shit.
Honestly.
Y'all really shouldn't be giving a shit.
Honestly.
Like, for real, if y'all were on her, if y'all were in her mindset, y'all would do the same shit. So,
girl,
as a person,
so suck a dick, mother.
Okay, that's 2. That's 3. That's
Add
four.
that on.
Yeah, that's
Add that
really
on to
15.
15.
It's really
Wow,
yeah.
as a
So
person who
shut up and let her enjoy her career.
As a person who suffers from
Go suck a dick and a banana, cause that is all.
Johnny, what the
as a person,
sorry.
okay, as a person who suffers from social anxiety, I understand where she's coming from because I too would do the same thing.
You suffer from social anxiety?
I do.
Why you never told us you was diagnosed with that?
I'm diagnosed with a lot of things.
Oh. That sounds so...
Johnny?
Huh?
Thoughts?
But oh wait, I wasn't even done.
He wasn't done.
You was diagnosed with what?
I mean, I'm diagnosed. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and social anxiety.
And that's a very important topic. I have severe clinical depression, and I've been off of my medication for about 6 months, and I have suicidal thoughts on a regular. But what keeps me going is being around people. And when let's talk about anxiety, because I have I was diagnosed with that. Social anxiety, sweetie, is the uncomfortable urge and uncomfortable in front of people and
Summer Walker, when you signed up to be a hip hop artist or R&B artist, you knew the goddamn consequences was going to be in front of singing.
No, I feel like I'll say like I feel like if you're an artist and you create art and then people enjoy your art and then a lot of people start enjoying it, and then you kind of like shoot up to like this level. This point, it's like anybody having like multiple people having opinions on you at one time can like really make you feel a type of way, whether positive or negative, you know. So for me, like seeing her in that case, like I wasn't even mad when I watched the performance because I'm like, okay, like we don't know what she's going through in this moment.
Exactly.
We don't know how she's feeling in this moment. So honestly, because most people think like, you know, when people get famous, they sign up for it. Some people don't. They just get it.
It just happens. Like I totally agree with you. I would say like it's one thing when you can easily just start off as a creative, making music, just doing it because you just generally love it, and then once that opportunity to be able to do what you love as a career comes up, I feel like there are very few people who would really just go, nah, right. Like, I'm not gonna take my art that I've been loving to create for free and just do it for profit. Like, there's very few people who would do that, and the people who do and just prefer to create it just like as stick it to a hobby, like I commend them. But if you can make that your career, and that's what she's doing,
make
like
your gift a commodity.
Make it
do something you love. And make it a commodity.
I don't think she should.
I think what people should understand is that like I don't think social anxiety in general is something hard to get over, and it's different for everybody. And so for her, I commend her because she's brave as hell. Because most people who have it, they probably wouldn't even do what she's doing.
There's
right
a lot
now.
of people who even
and let's
without
say I believe in growth too. Hell, she might get better. And like the more things she put out and the more she does it, and plus like outside of like that whole thing of her like not looking interested, her music is amazing. It'd be different if it was trash, but it's not trash.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, what y'all want her to do, a backflip?
Yeah, because most people like the whole album that she released was emotional, and they wanted her to do like these exaggerations to go real into it, but like. You know, and most of the songs that she sung, they didn't really need that, because if she did, it would have been out of whack. It would have been a mess. So, I think people just need to chill, let her grow, and enjoy the music. And like, there's a lot of artists that suffer from anxiety, and they just don't show it. They're really good at masking it.
Because honestly, I feel like Beyonce hates everybody.
Yeah, I think I'll say
I feel like Beyonce hates everybody.
That's not true. No, I don't hate everyone.
Beyonce,
I feel like she'll be like,
who knows? People get nervous. People have anxiety.
Okay, as me, DeQuavion, hi, how are y'all? As an artist, like everybody said, you don't plan if you don't have like use your art as a hobby or whatever. You don't plan to grow and help everybody see what you do with your life or whatever. But at some point, if you live up to the hype, you're going to say something inside you's going to say, oh, I like the hype, or the adrenaline is gonna flow. Like the performance side of you is gonna flow, and you're gonna be like, oh, I want to keep doing this. I like the popularity. I like the hype. People love what I create. Like the whole. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Oh, go ahead and what you gonna say? This is a safe. Fuck
out of here with that shit.
That's basically what I want to say.
What you say?
Do y'all think it's somewhat a semi excuse?
I mean, I would say
because you've been doing this long enough. Like you've been doing this long enough, and like you just now bringing it to the world. You're now just now addressing this to the world. Why didn't you do this? You're not a new artist, really.
Yeah, she's not. She's been out
right.
For a
So
minute
why
now.
didn't you do this like at the beginning of like when you were doing interviews and stuff like that? You're using this as clout.
but that's
like really using mental illness as clout is trash as hell. You shouldn't do that, because people real life suffer from it, and I don't think she's lying. Like every interview I've seen of her, I can see I see myself. Like I don't necessarily think I'll act like that, but like I can see like how she feels. Like and like to be honest, it's like she's different. To be honest,
yeah, she's very different.
Like it would be inauthentic if she was just like all this, but then she's different in like other spaces. She's herself when she's not on camera, when she's not singing, when she's just chilling. She is herself.
And she could very easily just be a trash performer and just not even say or do anything about it. Like, because there's plenty of artists who are just don't perform like that.
Like, dragged her when she went on tour because, I mean...
There's a distinction,
I just feel like some people have a lane. Like, I think SZA's lane is like making artistry and like creating full bodies of work, but like she may not be like that performance girl. You know? And I also think like our standards are very high for artists, like in any case. So it's like if we see a girl go out there and she's not doing it, everybody's gonna be like, oh well, we understand. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's hard because I also think like when you grow up with like people like Beyonce, you want people to be like. You want the energy 24/7.
I am glad we're on the topic of people who need to put out an album because our good friend Frank Ocean has just dropped a single.
Case.
Next case.
I'm so tired here.
He didn't even know this.
Okay,
Frank Ocean dropped a question.
Okay, so can we discuss this whole like club thing?
The prep thing?
The post prophylaxis.
Yeah, I don't understand
exposure
that. What was the purpose of it?
Because the pre-prophylaxis exposure.
Yeah. I don't understand that.
Well, there was this. So I'm reading an article right now. This article is based on Azealia Banks, who basically came after Frank Ocean about him started. I'm not sure if I think the club was already there. He just had an event based around prep, and she had an issue.
I love her.
Azealia Banks?
She's so problematic. And I love everything about it. Like, I listened, honestly, 1991, her EP, iconic. But, like, her opinions are so bad. But I love it.
You love her because,
I don't agree.
You don't agree? You just like that she's like,
always attacking
people.
But she says shit with her chest, and she does not care. She can say, like, I hate black women. And I'd be like... I don't agree with you.
but you said that with your chest.
You said that. She makes me sick.
But nah, so in an Instagram story, I'm gonna read a little bit of the article and then you can come at her. So in an Instagram story.
Before we specifically talk about Azealia Banks, I found Frank Ocean's statement about why he called it prep plus.
Oh yeah, explain that.
I decided to name what was otherwise going to be a night of lights and music inspired by an era of clubbing that I love, Prep Plus, because while designing the club, which is inside of an old glass factory basement in Queens, I started to imagine in an era where so many lives were lost and so much promise was lost forever along with them, and what would have been like if anything had existed that in all probability would have saved thousands and thousands of lives.
So that was Frank Ocean's explanation on prep.
Okay.
In an Instagram story, Azealia Banks took exception to the name and voiced criticisms of the medication, which is taken by users to prevent them from acquiring HIV. She questioned the drug's potential side effects and people allowing others to come inside them. And a quote from Miss Azealia Banks. There's no. This is Azalea's quote. She says, "There's no reason you need to have a effing pill so you can just F whoever you F."
Oh.
But why not though?
But no, that's not
Azealia Banks.
That's not even like the purpose.
My old nemesis.
My old nemesis. Yeah, we should have talked about her.
After you go, can I go?
Yeah. Azealia Banks. How about you? Shut up.
Okay.
Just
I know you probably wanted to fuck Russell Crowe before he motherfucking kicked you out.
Oh, let's not do Miss Azealia Banks.
I will.
Let me tell you something.
Bring up Russell Crowe every
The
time we
Paris
talk about
brand.
Yes, I
the
will.
Paris brand will drag you, girl, by your front tooth. But for right now, we got your back, and I'm gonna drag you after
The
this.
sad thing.
So
the sad
one
thing
second
is,
while I come to your goddamn aid, and I better get $5,000 for this because bitch,
You ain't gonna
you
see
knew you
that.
followed me on Instagram and then you unfollowed me again. So
that's shady.
anyway,
That's shady, Azealia.
for you to say that, I don't think she wants to anyone because the girl makes coin. All of the girls that we're discussing now makes coin. She doesn't have to do side eye.
oh yeah, I know. I just want to talk shit about Azealia
that
Banks.
she wants to fight. She's very much so that girl on the gay scene. She's very much so that bitch.
Keylome.
It's Keylome. Je France. Paris.
I missed Paris. But let me say this. Azealia Banks, shut your mouth. Unless it's something positive. Every time you in the media, you're always talking shit. And not the good kind of shit. You're not saying, oh, Donald Trump. You always trying to get on somebody. You came at Lizzo. You came at Russell Crowe. You came at a whole bunch of other people. Shut your mouth. Just make your music.
Where she been?
That no one listens to.
Right, that's where she's been.
So that's what we're not going to do.
That is a project.
So where she's been?
That's a good project.
I'm sorry, but Azealia Banks is people are definitely listening to her music. But you wouldn't know that if you come from a small inbred community of the country.
Chill out.
Whoa, what you never do is come after
and so
humble abode.
So
Which is wait.
Azealia Banks is definitely that bitch in most major cities because she is definitely a full-fledged influencer on room scene, on the pop scene, on the electro scene. So
Nah, I'm not from Baton Rouge. I'm from 318.
We're not doing Baton Rouge.
You said 318?
Yeah,
My mom's
318.
from Baton Rouge, so.
We're not doing Baton Rouge.
It's Creole.
We're not doing.
But I'm just saying, Azealia Banks, please be quiet. Just be quiet. My old nemesis. Be
So one
quiet.
thing that Azealia Banks loves to do is just get on a rant, and when we're in heated discussion and you're raging, you tend to spit out improper, inaccurate facts. I mean, she's right. Like, it kind of like, okay, when you think about it, because I read a tweet where they were just like justifying what she was saying because, PrEP is a way for people to have sex. But I was just saying, like, that isn't that slut shaming? And then they came at me saying that no, slut shaming is for women and women only because.
Hold up, wait a minute. Anybody can be slut shamed.
Because it was for women who have sex, and the way it was like structured, it made it seem like women were being shamed for having sex like with someone.
Is she aware that someone
like in a relationship? And I was just like, what? And like, okay, so it's kind of like, are you saying that gay men can't be sexually promiscuous or like liberated as they want to be? It's kind of like if there's like a pill that can help them, protect them, and even that's not even the whole purpose of the pill. The whole purpose of the pill is to protect yourself. Like, say if you have a partner who has HIV, you can use that to protect yourself, so that way, if you do slip up, you will be safe.
And it's crazy because it's crazy to think about this. So I actually had a meeting today. And there's this program that I'm working with an ambassador for to help with youth, trying to educate them on sexual health behaviors and overall sexual health and whatnot. And then one thing that we discussed was PrEP, PEP, and TAP. And so all those different things, I personally am on PrEP because I do believe in just making sure that I have that safeguard. Even though I'm practicing celibacy, I still make sure just in case at any point. But I don't agree with the fact that she said that it's for you to have sex just to have sex. Because even like one fact I learned today was like, for every African American MSM, which is men who have sex with men, there's a 1 in 2 chance in your entire lifetime that you'll contract HIV, which is insane to think about. That you could flip a coin and then boom, you're afflicted with this.
To be honest with you, I think the government made AIDS and HIV.
We know that's the topic.
That's for the conspiracy podcast.
But
we'll get into it later.
Yeah, I just think, but with
monkeys, I'm just saying, and then person.
Bestiality. People who practice bestiality.
I know.
But
what nigga goes like, I'm a me a monkey today.
Some people think that.
Here's the thing: PrEP is not even for. It's not only for gay men.
It's for everyone. Anyone can get on PrEP.
There are women who take.
I was. If it was a bill, yeah.
So it's like African American men are like the number one people, like the number one category of people who can contract it, and the next is African American women. So it's like,
wow,
you know, it's, and then it's like I think it's white and then Hispanic. I don't know specifically. I have to like memorize, but like
actually.
Statistics.
Okay, I work with Project Safe here at Jackson State University, and actually the statistics are in this folder. Ironically,
You put it under the mic, so you had to walk over and pick up the mic. But go off.
Wait, while you're looking at those stats, I just wanted to say he also wanted to raise awareness for PrEP because he said he asked a friend what it was one time. He not gonna name his friend. And his friend thought it was just some kind of Viagra or something.
These are cases of HIV. 353 of those cases were African American. Out of those, 275 of them were men, and 78 of them were women.
Okay.
And then the next largest group were Caucasian people.
White. Okay, yeah, and then
Hispanics.
Okay.
I think I saw a statistic like 1 out of 3 black gay men are infected with HIV.
And that's just like, and to think about that, that's very scary, sad. Like
sad,
going back, my mother used to work in the drug prevention area of things, and I have a cousin who is a supervisor down here at the Jackson Health Department.
Protect yourself, do that, take PrEP, whatever you may have to do, but also know the side effects of that because it does not work with all body types, such as kidney failure. There have been 15 deaths. And so, you just want to be aware of what.
However, with Truvada, there is another pill coming out called Descovy, which is smaller. It's a small green pill that is better for you when it comes to like side effects. Because even when I started it, like I had to come in with the first few months I started taking it to like see if my kidneys were still working.
They told me I had to stop.
Yeah, I was like, I kept going. So like, well, because they were like, you're good. And I was like, oh, pee. But like, I think it is scary to think that like. I don't know. I feel at this point, but I don't know. You would want something like that.
Just that for that, and I'm glad Rihanna had to share that because Rihanna goes to the balls. Rihanna always goes to the balls. So with the download guys, out there to the download guys, it's not okay. It's not okay because when you look into the deeper end of it, you are the root. The evidence of this. Thing. So we'll be waiting on you at the door.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's not. Are they the? See, I feel like.
No, it's not. We're not getting. See, I'm not. Carisha, no.
First of all,
no, Carisha.
I'm not Carisha.
Carisha, you're going towards it.
Miami Wish.
You're going.
She wish.
So Miss Campbell and Carisha, let's give our final comments before we
Carisha.
get
I'm
into
just
our
saying.
last section.
I don't blame DL man. Not
excusing.
Can I finish?
Not excusing.
Can I finish?
Rihanna.
Wait, Rihanna. Let Carisha
finish.
Hold on.
But.
Okay. I'm not excusing all the debauchery they do, or some of them, because most of them are DL, and they just have to be DL because of family, friends, or work, or like whatever. I don't think they are they're kind of victims in a way, because they suffer from patriarchy.
The patriarchy.
Patriarchy says it's not okay to be gay. Does all this dogma in the church, all the hate yourself, go to hell, abomination, Bible stuff, all that stuff is mentally edged into a lot of our brains to saying we're not supposed to be this way. And I don't blame them for being scared, because at one point in time I was in the closet in high school, But I mean, I wasn't doing these like, you know, having a girlfriend and then the dudes raw. Now those people are trifling. But for the ones that are out, like they're in the closet because they are genuinely scared, I have sympathy for them. It's just when you do debaucherous shit, you become a debaucherous person.
For the people that told us what we can and can't do are the main ones that did it, honey.
Yeah, exactly. Because of patriarchy.
Pastors is and sucking in dicks all in their pulpit.
Because of
the church
patriarchy.
because it's a whole fucking video. Child, trust me.
But even like for me,
mamas
like,
did it too.
Coming out was like, and even like now, I still don't really. I don't know. I just think for me it's like a safety thing. But like I can't not just tell people because they're like, you're just so like and I'm like you know, masculine. But like they don't believe that, and it is scary. But I also think that like when it comes to like DL men, you know, I don't expose. I don't say, hey, like you have to do this and whatnot. But you know, just prove.
I think it also goes in a way when gay men go after DL men or straight men and expect them to come out the closet for them, and that's where they get butthurt.
So I hate to cut this conversation short. We're saying some great things, but it seems like we're running a little low on time. It kind of feels like it's time for rapid fire news hour.
He was on time.
Bang! Look at that. He was on time with it.
He wasn't on Twitter, you guys.
Youngboy Never Broke Again lands #1 album and Wale snags top 10 debut.
It's NBA Youngboy.
Yeah, that's how the articles always put it backwards. It's dumb. NBA Youngboy
Never broke again. And
that's how you know who wrote the article.
And that's period.
Youngboy Never Broke Again.
Chapter Griselda, yes. I love it.
I'm not a big fan of him, but congrats to him.
Yeah, I don't.
One Louisiana nigga to another. Congrats to him.
You know. How do you feel? Any thoughts on Wale? I haven't listened to the album either, but
the album
I like Wale though.
The album came out.
Yeah,
Wale. I didn't know that. I followed him on Twitter though.
What is that song called? I was just listening to it.
It's off the new album.
The one with Jeremiah.
There's the one with Ari Lennox and Boogie.
Never
and then there's Routine.
This is new to me.
Look, see now Johnny about to hop on it.
It's called Wow That's Crazy. That's the name of the album.
Wow,
I'm sick.
Jared Leto got pissed that Joker was being made without him.
It's called cliche.
Because he's a better Joker than you, Jared Leto?
Jared Leto. Alright, let me say something. You're only in that movie for like 5.
He really was.
Jared Leto so to be honest with you, Joaquin, like I'm going to see it tomorrow. Like I'm going to see it tomorrow. Whatever my opinion is for Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, it's still going to be better than Jared Leto's Joker because Jared Leto's Joker was not in the movie.
You gonna like the movie and you gonna like the.
I said you really gonna like the movie.
You're gonna like the movie.
You gonna like the Joker. You gonna
Anytime
like
I see,
I slept through half of it and I still liked it. But I was also drunk.
I wasn't a fan of Joker, but I sat through and I enjoyed it. I found humor.
It was a good movie. Like even if you're not a comic book person, it's still a good movie. That's what I liked about it.
I know a little bit about the comics. I know a little bit about major storylines, but I'm not really ultimately a comic person. I'm really just a dude that likes superhero movies and supervillains.
You're gonna like it.
It's gonna be for a loop.
Jared Leto, just think about it. Since Joker came out, nobody was thinking about you. Hell, nobody was thinking.
I wasn't thinking about him since Suicide Squad.
Hell, I'm still thinking about what's his name.
I have yet to watch.
Can I do a transition?
Heath Ledger.
Can I do a
Heath Ledger.
Speaking of Suicide Squad, what y'all think about that Harley Quinn trailer?
I don't.
What?
Wait, you're talking about
What Harley Quinn trailer?
Birds of Prey and Emancipation of Harley
Quinn?
Quinn? I'm excited for that.
I want it to be
I need
good.
to see it.
I just like Harley Quinn.
Period.
I would like to see.
Because it's from the same director of Suicide Squad.
But let me tell you, Heath Ledger as Joker, and Heath Ledger, you know, she was pretty as well. Well, he was pretty as well, but like Jared Leto was also pretty, but I just feel like he couldn't get out of that like I'm pretty, you know. But Heath Ledger like went all in.
He gave
to
be honest,
he like actually went nuts.
Like he was like raw, as like the Joker. But he
want to know how I got these scars.
Like I was like, and then like the scene like that was improvised, like with the clicker thing, like that was like. That was beautiful.
Shaquille O'Neal to bring Papa John's to every HBCU campus.
Oh,
I'm not upset.
I'm not upset.
When we we supposed to be boycotting Papa John's?
If he gets if he gets a Papa John's,
nigga John's.
Hey, if he could get Papa John's on Tougaloo campus, I'll be like, you know what?
I'm here for
you
it.
a real nigga. You a
but I don't like Papa John's, but if it's there, I'm
gonna eat it.
I'm gonna eat it.
It's better than the damn
I'll be like, we finna go Papa John's.
Papa John's.
You going to the camp? Hell no. We going to Papa John's. Oh, that's funny.
You was like, hell no.
Like, where you going, Papa John's?
Papa John's. You not going to the camp? Hell no.
I'm going to Papa John's. We're going to Papa John's.
Ray J gets rights to Suge Knight's life, and 50 Cent wants in on the action.
That's very confusing because out of all the people, I would have thought that Suge would have passed it to. I would have never thought
Ray J.
I would have thought Ray J.
And
I can say that because that's my cousin and all, but
I hit it first.
That's the one wish.
Shout out to Ray J.
Ray J.
Suge don't trust nobody but Ray J out here. Like,
it's the fact that
cousin sent me 20 million.
Let me tell you, you like one of the hardest niggas out here, and you give your rights to Ray J.
Wait, what do you mean by rights?
He gave Death Row to Ray J.
Here's a quote from the article. Suge Knight just sold off his life rights to Ray J.
Ray J.
Ray J.
Shout out to Ray J. Because Ray J is unproblematic.
Ray J is really doing it out here.
It's like
he's not problematic.
Now that I think about it,
Ray trying to say his shit.
Suge Knight was the one who shot somebody because he parked in the wrong parking spot, right?
And you give your rights to Ray J. There's something not
like,
right.
here's the crazy. He could have gave it to Snoop, Ray J's cousin.
But Ray J. If he would have gave it to Brand, they'd be like, okay.
We all from
at least one of the Northwoods. But Ray J.
That's crazy.
No.
What would Beyonce do with the rights to Suge Knight?
It's a gangsta rap, man.
And make it.
I would give it to my husband.
She'll make it better. She'll make it grungier. She knows what it is.
To be honest with
Beyonce
you,
would
who
make
would
Suge
want to
Knight's
sign with Death Row
life
now?
grungier.
First of all, I have my own
was.
entertainment. I wouldn't want to sign with that, and I would probably give it to Jay-Z, my husband. And I wouldn't want to.
Like honest to God,
He just have him out on. He have him out at every halftime show doing a little nigga dance.
Yeah, like
hey,
that's definitely something I would not incorporate.
All right, so here's the thing though.
Y'all kids.
Death Row has not been relevant since 1996.
Since NWA left.
Since the death of Tupac.
I've been quite, reserved, and I'm listening. That statement alone really tells you what time frame we are in the thought process of today's generation.
Right.
I do not agree what Suge Knight did. But I'm going to always and pioneer.
I give it that. Yeah.
And I'm so sick and tired of this generation who don't know shit. We do not have an actual culture. We do not have any type of pioneers that are making new ways. To look at the people that have walked and crawled before us, to give us a gateway stream media such as NWA. And all of them. He's always going to be relevant.
He's
always going to be relevant.
Suge Knight is always going to be relevant.
We're talking about the artistry of that work, and we just cannot continue to even talk about relevancy, because relevancy is what is transparent. And what I'm saying, you see Lauryn Hill on the screen. She don't have to make an album forever. But her work is going to be relevant through the inspiration of others who she has paved the way for. You see what I'm saying there?
Yeah. I get that. But what I'm saying is Death Row Records itself. I'm talking about the record label.
But he's a part of that.
Yes, I know. Suge Knight is forever going to be relevant because, to be honest with you, he's a big scary man that everybody has a story about.
Right, but if he's a part of Death Row,
Death Row
is a part of Suge Knight. And so
I'm talking about Death Row as a music label was
in terms
not
of the
relevant
music that you put
after 1996.
So you're saying in terms of the music that it was putting out?
I'm talking in terms of just artists and whatnot.
Speaking of that, how do because I feel like when you talked about that, how do you feel about Lil Kim? Somebody said double paper. I said don't do my
double paper
because I think that she sold less than 1,000. Ooh. Crickets.
She released a song?
I didn't know
She released a whole
anything.
project. And you know what?
Recently?
I give Kim her things.
Here's the thing.
Oh, it's respect.
Like, it's
She's
respect. I will give Kim her things.
I'll give her respect.
I just think that there comes a point in which you just have to like reign supreme as that girl and don't do nothing else.
Yeah.
Like you ain't gotta go do tours, none of that. You just got. She's making money off of like an album that she dropped in like her prime.
But Rihanna, you know why she has to do that, and that's because I just spoke on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because this generation has done so much damage to music that it's sickening.
You're
and I'm
part of this generation.
But I'm so glad that my family protect me from not being a part of that and recognizing real music. And because I love music so much, I feel that everyone should do their homework. You know what I'm saying? Like, know who those pioneers. What's her name? Roxanne.
Roxanne Shante.
Mm-hmm. The original female MC. You know, this woman is still alive. So we're crowning Nicki Minaj as queen of rap?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like crickets. It's like crickets, you know. It's like crickets. You can't pass that crown on into those people that have literally crawled for these people to run has been recognized. And when it comes to Lil' Kim, Nicki came onto the scene when there's really no female rappers. So by default, she did it. So now that there's competition,
there were female rappers. They just
we're talking about mainstream.
But even if like you would no cap, like you have to have.
Wasn't Lil' Kim still mainstream?
But I also feel like you have to have like some sort of like okay.
I didn't know who she was.
I feel like in that regard, you still have to like have some sort of talent to like really jump out. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what took Nicki Minaj to the next level was not even rap, it was pop.
It was pop.
Yeah, and she slayed it. And I think that's what people.
But we're talking about the queen of rap.
Period. Give my sister things. But no, honestly, I'll say in the sense of like there weren't a lot of female rappers who were out, but I also think that she wouldn't have made it if she wasn't like at least decent enough.
Okay.
And she has some sort of like sellability.
But you know, we look at the rappers today. None of them are decent, but they're still selling because we live in a watered down society.
I wouldn't agree with you on that, saying that none of the rappers today are decent. There's a lot of trash.
Hey,
there's a lot of trash.
Isaiah Rashad.
Anybody
in TDE. Hit. Anybody in
Jenkins,
hit.
Freddie Gibbs.
Like for real, like what's his Dom Kennedy.
Yeah,
hit.
Joey Badass.
Like anybody who was in Wolfgang.
I mean,
like all of them.
Music videos, so.
But they're so good, and I feel like
seeing in production, verse hands.
Smino, yup.
Smino,
that man.
Yeah, there's plenty of talent still out here.
I think,
but it seems we have ran quite over the time allotted.
To the end of
Say your goodbyes. Give one final hoorah.
I'm so sick.
It was still late.
I want to leave the end of podcast with actually I have a script.
You got a script?
I have a script.
Now he got a script.
You want to go last with it?
Now we're having information ready, but not ready.
I want to leave off with saying, let boys be feminine. Women don't owe you shit. Black Lives Matter and trans rights are human rights.
And that's just that on that.
I mess with.
Is that a transformer?
So what's the okay?
And thank you for tuning in for this week's episode of
An Ambiguously Named Podcast.
Wait, we ain't. Is that what we finna start doing?
No. But it was nice.
We really ain't even
I like to thank you
Yeah.
for letting me walk in and just.
Oh yeah, no. It's
Yeah,
most definitely.
So like when you just like.